All right, so in today's class, guys, I'm going to show you the most accurate method of Gann fan charting. So I'm sure you guys seen the Gann fans, the colorful rainbow laser looking, rave looking indicator that people use, but you just either most of the people, just snap it on by using an indicator. To just type in, Gann fan, and then it shows them the Gann, and people think it's accurate. But that's not the real way to do it. Um, the real way, you have to know where to snap them on and how to calculate exactly where to put them. So um, I will show you the two methods. One, how they used to do it back in the day, and even now you can do it. It's still pretty accurate. It's called log price to bar ratio method. But I'll show you the negatives of using that, even though it is pretty correct. It's still using the Gann theory. And the second way is going to be utilizing the time and price method, which is considered the most precise technique of charting Gann. So grab yourself a notepad or just a Google Doc or something. Open up your charts. Remove everything from them, guys, just so it's clear to place, because it's going to be a practical kind of day. We're gonna do what we learn. All right, so I'll teach you, like I said, how to accurately scale real Gann fan instead of relying on cheap and inaccurate alternatives like TradingViews, Auto Snap-on, and also the tool on the left. The tool on the left here, we will be using it, but even then, you need to set your values on your own. That a lot of people don't even know where to start and how to do it. These tools that they provide us are convenient, but they don't provide the level of accuracy that Gann has intended, for himself or for us to use. Back in the day, he used like a protractor and calculated angles manually. It was really tedious process. Luckily, we no longer have to do this manually because we have sophisticated computers and softwares now that can help us do this. And I'll guide you how to do it. So, in the past, hand drawing angles on paper was the norm, and method number one was accurate. So the log price to bar ratio, and what you do is you basically find your important high, right, on the past. So use a daily, right, a daily for that. So this looks like a pretty good high, and this looks like a pretty good high, but a high after a down move. So it would be right here. So what we do is we take a horizontal ray, we set it at the high, we use a horizontal ray. Now let me move my face. We use a horizontal ray and set it at an important low level, which is this. Right? So now we got this range, So now we use an angle tool, trend angle, and Gann always work with 45-degree angles, and I'll show you why 45-degree angle is so important. What's up, Robbie? How's it going? And I'll show you why 45-degree angle is so significant in a little bit. Just keep watching. So this is just the practical, right? So then we take our high point, which is right here. Oh, we also, for better accuracy, let's take a horizontal line, vertical line now, and set it at our high, boom, and set it our lowest low. Boom. So now we take our angle right at the interception point, easier, right? Because that's where your candle is. You stretch out a 45-degree angle. Boom. And then you take the Gann fan tool and set it up so you stretch it out to exactly the 45-degree angle. But what's crazy about this method, guys, is if you zoom in, zoom out, right, it retracts, condenses, or expands the line. You see, it's not in the same spot anymore. So you have to move it, all right? But you see how well it respects, boom, resistance, slid down, resistance, broke it, tried to break it, closed below it, broke it, you know, boom, retraced, boom, broke it. This resistance line of the low worked out great. You know, here it hugs the fan lines. But like I said, so in order for it not to move, what you can do is you can right click on the price and go lock price. Why not that previous higher high? Never mind. All right. You right click and go lock price to buy ratio. Now, when you zoom, it stays in the same spot. This is a correct method to do it. Gann intended for us to use 45-degree angles. However, it is not the most sophisticated way to set your Gann fan. I will show you, this approach what is better for is still used. It's what Gann used to do it with a protractor and hand draw these angles. But given the advancements in technology, the most precise and reliable method is time and price method. Gann himself used it as well. So initially, while learning, you might wonder why the chart's appearance changes when extended or retraced. So through thorough research and study of Gann's theory, guys, it took me years to figure out time and price. And I developed a proper method that you can apply accurately to a Gann fan, much more accurately. I'm about to show you something pretty amazing. So grab paper and paper. I'll show you a formula. So Gann, as you all know, always gave more importance to time. In other trading methods, a lot of people teach price movements a lot, but Gann preferred time, even though everything was balanced. Price and time, most of the time, was the key elements, pattern as well, but price and time were really combined. So the second method is price and time method. It's called, Gann called it squaring time and price. So here's our formula, guys. So if price, he said price equals times time squared. So if X equals time, so if you look, here, 1 sec, let me make this smaller. So if you look at the bottom, this is our time, right? Our X is our time, and our Y is our price. So if price equals time squared, then time equals square root of price. So X equals square root of Y. X is time, Y is price. So you just take, to find out time, you square root the price. So let me show you what I mean by that. So we find our low point, which is here. We take our Gann, we set our low point here, and this doesn't matter where you set it, you can put it here. Gann always has 2 points. Time, when you stretch out Gann fan, you notice there's 2 buttons. One is time and one is price. So you double click and you see that our price is 15,396 at this low point that we've selected. 168 is the amount of bars. If you look, we're on a daily chart. So that means it's 168 days, right? So I will show you why we need to figure out Also Gann said that 1 unit of time equals 1 unit of price. So in simplicity of things, 1 cent is equal to 1 minute, or $1 is equal to 1 day, right? So in this case, 1 bar is 1 day, and this is the price. So what we do, guys, I'll show you how to snap it on the best possible way. So what we do, where the fuck is my calculator? All right here. So we take 15396 times 57, or sorry, 0.57, right? Square root 124.008. I copy and pasted this number. You guys remember this number, or go along with me. You're going to be doing this all the time. It's super simple. Square root of the price of the low point that we selected, right? 124. We also want 1 price point to correlate 1 time point. So if this is 168 bars, we want this second point to be 169. Price and time, 1 unit. I'll show you. So if your time is at the bottom, your price is on the side, and this is your chart, right? Your 1 unit of price is equal to 1 unit of time, and the intersection point is 45-degree angle. Another 1 point of price to another 1 point of time is exactly the intersection of 2 price and time at 45 degrees. So what we do is keep going to our calculation. So now we take the same price, 1515396.57, and we add the square root of it. So 1 point of price, 124, and we come up to 15520. So it's $124.08 more because we took a square root of the first price. So we type it in here. 1552, what was it? 20 6 15520. Sorry guys. 65. Press OK. Boom. Look how much more accurate the Gann fan lines are now. Look how much it respects the Gann fan. All right. Now I will show you a trick that took me years to figure out. Honestly, years. You can make it even more reliable. What we do is we go back here, click on the coordinates, and what I notice is if we go by 5 units of time, the lines become exceptionally accurate. And by the way, you can use this on lower time frames as well. So if you're scalping, you can use this on 30 minutes. 30 minute works wonders for scalping. 5 minutes, you can use this Gann fan. You just would have to chart up, find the highs and the lows on a 3 minute for your, for the entire day, for example, to scalp the entire day, and you set the Gann fans there. Gann himself preferred swing trading, intraday trading, and trading of the future. And this is, you set this up and you have these levels forever, and then you can scale the Gann fans to lower time frames like I do. But experimenting, guys, experimenting. I won't be showing you everything completely, like every single step. That's for you to discover. I will show you how it's done. Anyway, so 168 bars. So we add 5. That's 173. But if we add 5 units, we also have to multiply the price by 5. So if, one sec. So let's do it again. Let's just make sure it's accurate. So let's take the Gann here, set it there, doesn't matter. Double click 15428. So what we do is we take 15428.75. We multiply it by 5 because we increased the bars by 5 units, 5 units of time. We get 77,143. We take the square root of that. You just press the square root, boom. 277.74. 277.74. So now we take 1.5, the initial price, 428 point, we can see you, 0.78 plus 277.74 is 15,706, 15,706.52. 15,706.52. Oop, something didn't work out. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Something screwed up. My bad. So again, 168, 173, 15438.41 plus, or sorry, multiplied by 5, 77.92. Just do it the right way. And then boom, square root, 27.7783. Now we add 15438 plus 0.41 plus, boom. So 15,716.24. 24. Boom. And this, guys, is the most accurate a Gann fan will ever be. And this way, you don't need to lock price to bar at all. It adheres to the lines. Now you can actually expand and retract your charts. And also look at how, look, wicked up here, rejected. Wicked up here, rejected, rejected, rejected. Went down, touched here, broke it. This is as accurate as the Gann fan lines will get. Now, this is for an uptrend. So when you do, guys, when you, what should we call it? When you do it for a downtrend, you do it the reverse. So basically the same method stays true, but instead of adding, you subtract. So let me show you. So let's draw Gann fan from this line to this low. All right. Double click. 70, 75. So we take 25250.01 multiplied by 5, because we're doing that 5 trick I taught you. And now we take a square root of that. 355.31. So we take that, and now we add 25250 minus 355.31, and it's 24,894. 24,894.69. Boom. And we got ourselves a Gann fan down. Now, explain. That's the essentials of it, guys. So the study of Gann, it involves, examining the interplay between pattern and price and time in the market, right? This theory highlights the importance of these three factors, in predicting future market movements. Each element, by element I mean such as price or time, it's possessing, distinct qualities while also overlapping with the others. So the goal of Gann theory is to identify the interlocking relationship between these indicators and determine the best combination of pattern, price, and time, for you to become successful. And it does wonders, guys. Like, this is just third class. It's a little bit heavy. I try to, give lectures and his theories combined with practical use. He was very secretive guy. He didn't really leave much behind other than few of his journals, few of his books, but he didn't really, unless you ordered the course and it's from previous students of his that talked actually and showed how to use it. What's that, guy? Sorry. My dog was making noises. He didn't leave, he left a lot behind, but the practical use is all in his students' heads and how people found practical use. He wasn't really showing much of practical use to the public unless you paid him. He was like one of those paid gurus. He sold his actually seminars with his calculator tool for like $5,000, and we already talked about this in the previous class. So you kind of have to, everyone interprets his studies how they want, what works for them, and this is my interpretation of his studies, and it's been doing wonders for me. As you've seen, guys, I've been predicting, tops and bottoms left and right, guys. So Gann's theory's pattern study involves constructing minor, intermediate, and main trend indicators and swing charts. You examine cross price reversal patterns. So based on reversals, how I showed in my class number 1 on how to chart the cycle and the patterns, is how you use Gann fan the most accurate. So the focus of this class was practical application in trading view. That's what it is. So Gann angle clusters, or what people call Gann fan now, this thing, right? It's he used to call it Gann angle cluster. And cycle counts from forward tops to the bottoms. You count a cycle from Monday to Monday, and Bitcoin works the best. It starts at pivot 1. It always starts at the top. The first pivot point of the cycle always starts at the cycle's high, and that's going to be your pivot point 1, referred to class number 1. There's also some evidence that he used astrology in his trading. However, this topic requires significant background research, and it really is not discussed in great detail by anyone in this space. I will get into it a little bit in the future from now on, but for now, let's get the basics down, start calculating these prices using the Gann fan on lower time scales, and you will see how you can incorporate my first class of market cycle into finding this reversal point by using Gann resistance and support lines. In the next class, guys, I will show you something completely crazy and how to show I will show you how to actually find horizontal key levels, support and resistance levels, which can be used as take profits in uptrends or downtrends, because your key levels will be set already. You will know exactly where to set them. And for that, guys, I will teach you how to use a software called Ganzilla. I will show you the looks of Ganzilla. So this is Ganzilla, guys. As you see, we got astrology here on top. We also got, this is called, this square in the middle. This is called, fuck, I'm blanking out. Gann's master, fuck, what was it called? Master cycle, I think, like that. Master price and time chart. That's what it was. So basically, I will teach you how to use this software to change all the values correctly here, and then I will teach you how to do a spiral and how to find out prices of Bitcoin. And by clicking on angles, you will know exactly at which angle there's going to be a reversal, key support, and resistance level, guys. But this is a little bit more advanced. You have to wait for that. But let's see. Oops. This chart. So this is today's chart right now. You see, guys, I think we already placed pivot point 8. We're almost ending the cycle. So our cycle is from Monday to Monday. So this is our Monday. This is our high. How I said to you guys that this is where we start. Then we went down to 2. Then our 3 was hard to catch, but we caught it, and that's the trade that I guys posted, and we got a big profit. So this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third, and fourth. Market cycle in Bitcoin consists of 4 quadrants. I found it works the best. So 3 was here, then a quick short 4, then we went to 5. Then we set a low. So if you look, this was our first high, this was our first low. Then we set a higher high, then we set a higher low, then we set a higher high, and then we went down. To a naked eye, you would think that we went lower than this. We did, but we didn't go lower than our first low. So we're still reversed, you know? And after this bounce, I still think we're going to print a higher high that was higher than a pivot point 5 and hit our target of 29,450. We already hit our first target that I've set for us. Don't worry about this right now. So I will show you how I identified this. So when we didn't have our pivot point, when we didn't have our pivot point 7, when we were on 6, when I identified 6, how? Right, like right here, I said that this is a pivot point 6, and I was showing you guys how I came up with this take profit and how we were able to hit it and why I think we're going to hit 29,450 as well. So we go here and we take a Gann box. I modified my Gann box, but basically it works kind of like fib. So I went from here, from the local point, lowest point that we had, number 2, to the highest point that we had, number 5. This is our fib level, half fib, 1 fib level. Oops. Then I took this and I applied it to our recent low reversal point of pivot point 6, and I applied it here. So halfway was 28,800. It was a little bit higher, 28,800, but I always like to 836, 850, but I always like to set it a little bit lower. That's how I came up with 28,800. And then 75% from that, a quarter from 0.5, is 29,450. That's basically it, guys. If you guys have any questions, ask them right now. That's all I wanted to show you today. And like I said, next class, I will show you how to identify key resistance and support levels using Gann fan master box that he invented. Does that kind of make sense? You can do this on a weekly. Yeah, you can do this on any time frame. You can use this on a 5-minute time frame if you want. It works like I do it to forecast the markets for swing traders. But it works wonders in scalping 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute charts. Like here, I'm using a 30-minute chart, right? But once you identify the key levels on a daily chart, they work on a 30-minute chart where you preferably take day trades, intraday trading, and so on. No, I placed it at the low point before we had the 6, at a 2. So from a 2 to 5, I placed it from low of 2 to the high of 5, and then I transferred that whole structure. So it was like this. 2 to 5, and then I basically transferred the bottom of it because I know we're in an uptrend, right? Trend is your friend. Without a trend, you won't know anything. You guys have to understand the concept of a trend, of higher highs and higher lows, and lower highs and lower lows. That is the absolute key. And a lot of people sway away from it now, and they think these impressive indicators are going to do good for them. Nothing works, guys. The trend is your friend, and you absolutely need to go back to the basics and start doing this. Once you know what trend it is, you'll be able to use your FIB better. You'll be able to use your Gann fans better. You'll be able to use your levels better. Everything will just make sense completely. Because I know we're in an uptrend, and this is our pivot point, I've been able to come up with these targets. You always want to take the most profit at the first target. So you take about 70% of the first profit, then you wait for a retracement. If you want, you can add to margin of the money that you got from the trade. You add to margin. A lot of people don't understand that. They love to add more money into a losing trade because they get closer to liquidation. They're like, I'm going to add another $100. I'm going to lower my liquidation price. But not a lot of people add more margin to a winning trade. Once you learn how to add more margin to a winning trade, you know that we have to hit target 2. You know that target 1 is coming. Take your profit, wait for a retracement, use the margin use the profit that you took, the 70% profit that you took, and add it to the margin. Guys, this was a $5,000 move in a $900 100x position. You could have had $6,000 with $960. With $1,000, you could have had $6,000 right here. You could have used that $6,000 on a retracement, add to it, and drive it to the take profit 2. You add your margin to a winning trade, not to a losing trade. We're in an uptrend. Technically, we're in an uptrend, yeah. But we're circling, we're circling around 29, we're circling around 28. We're in this range. We keep setting a little bit higher and a little bit higher. For now, trend will change when we make a lower low. Correct. We need to start making something lower than a 2. Technically, right? Like if you look even from a 5, from a previous week's 5, we went up, right? From this cycle, we're up. From this cycle, we're setting higher lows. From this cycle, we're setting higher lows. From this cycle, we're setting higher highs. It takes a little bit, like a lot of people use the indicator higher highs and higher low. No, you need to do it within the market cycle of Bitcoin. Like you need to figure out the trend. Like it will it's hard, guys. Don't get me wrong. It's fuckity. Market is extremely choppy. We're not setting perfect textbook higher highs and higher lows. And that's why it's so hard. You need to zoom out and you'll need to look at the bigger picture. Did we set a low then a 2 of the cycle? No, we didn't. Did we set a higher high? Yes, we did. To the first, to the third, to the 5, we're going out. You know what I mean? So it's not perfect science. Gann is not going to give you 100% winning trade streak. Don't take a trade. There's still rules. Don't take a trade that you're not sure of. And shit will not always work out. But this will give you an edge. And always, guys, number 5 for some reason, 90% of times, pivot point 5 is a great show. I love shorting pivot point 5. $27,950. 27,950. Where did I get a 27,950 target? I'm confused. 29,450, you mean? But yeah, it will show you. It will show you. So now, guys, look. It doesn't make time-wise. It doesn't make sense right now, time-wise. So this is our pivot point 7, right? We're in the last quadrant. Our cycle is starting here. So if this is our, we need to finish 10, right? We need to finish 10. I just showed 29,450. This will be uploaded to YouTube. But yeah, the 29,450 I showed. I used the Gann fib box. I went from lower. to high, and then I transferred it. I transferred it to this low, and 29,450 is 75%. Here's half point, right? 28,800 that we hit already, and then add another quarter. It's between 0.5 and 1. That's how I took it. The profit, right? Went conservative. But if this is a 7, guys, you know, we need to make 3 more pivots within this cycle. Just this is a lot of this is logical. People forget. People use these intricate indicators, but they forgot basic logic. Basic logic is that we have to finish the cycle with 10. So if this is a 7, we still need to have 8, we still need to have 9, we still need to have 10, and we still need to set a high for a 1. So if this is a 8 already, that we're going up, then it probably looks like this. Then this would be 8, this would be 9, this would be 10, and then we would start a new cycle with setting a high. You know what I mean? We don't at 29,450 probably, or something like that. But just use your basic basic common sense, guys. This here, I'll show you another example. Oh, sorry, this here. Where am I? Oh yeah, right here. Oh, right here. Sorry. Yeah. So this was a 1. This was a yeah. So I called this. Where was it? Oh yeah, this previous cycle. So this move I called on TikTok as well, and people made, close to like 1,500, 2,000% on Ethereum, and like 1,300 in our community on this move that I called out. Like it could have been more, like 100x, guys. You would have had 7,900% on this move. Like, do you understand the power of this? Like, we might not take trades every day, guys, as swing traders, but when we take our profit, we take our profit. We catch up to all of you scalpers in one trade. An opportunity comes every week. It can come every day too. But here's how. So we started the cycle with a 1. That was previous week. We came down to a 2, and then that's where it was hard. The market was choppy. I lost some. I stop lost here. I thought this was a pivot point. I stop lost here, and I stop lost here. I thought it was a pivot point. But then when I realized that we're still going up and we got bullish momentum, I realized that this wasn't a pivot point 3 yet. But I knew the big ass drop is coming, and the reason being is because we are way overextended. We are already more than halfway on the second quadrant of the week. If we want to make more pivot points and finish with a pivot point 10, we need to start setting pivot points. We need to get to 4 here as soon as possible, because we need to start setting 4 and a 5 to catch up with all of the lost time, because you're only allowed to have 3 per quadrant in order to make 10, right? So I was like, guys, this is the last candle. We're about to blow up. I had some fib extended. This showed me the target. The Gann fan showed me the target. We start attaching the Gann fan angles, how I showed you guys today. And I was like, yeah, there's no way we break. Time-wise, we can't break it. Let's open. We're opening shorts right now. And literally within an hour, I think, of this call, we had this small death wick, and we set pivot point 4. But then we needed to quickly retrace back up, just to come up to that lost time. And that's basically same thing happened with this 5 over here. Same thing happened with 5 over here. I was able to call both of these as well for you guys. So yeah, I think we're gonna go up. We need to set a new higher high, and it's not even that much higher with 29,450, which is about right here. And then we're gonna go down, and then we're gonna go up, and then we're gonna hit the new week, guys, on Monday. So let's watch the market, see what happens. I'm personally not taking any trades right now. I'm still in that trade from the bottom of this right here. I've entered about here. I took 75% profits, or 70. I think I took 70% profits here, and I've added to the margin here. We'll see what comes up. This trade is already very, very profitable. Took 70% at, you could have gotten 4,000%, guys, in this trade alone at 100x. And by catching pivot points, I'm able to set my stop losses very, very tight. So if you take the Gann fan, Gann square. Oops, sorry. Gann square fixed. As soon as you're out of that, you see how it's respecting the Gann fan? As soon as you're out of that kill zone, it's safe to enter. I entered here. I liked a little bit more risk, but to be on the safe side, this kill zone works the best right here. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope that kind of clarified a little bit. I will upload this course on YouTube today. Should be available sometime at night later on today. But that's basically it. Use GANFAN. Real support and resistance lines, they are not horizontal, guys. Price action respects these lines here on the GANFAN and these gravitational pulls.